right, Miles. One of the teams we've talked about a lot this season is the Detroit Lions. They got off to a slow start, but that has completely turned around since they made the change in the coaching, firing Aubrey Pleasant, going with Duker as their secondary coach. That seemed to be the secret sauce this team's needs because they came out today, Miles, and absolutely and completely and utterly obliterated the Jacksonville Jaguars, a 40-14 final. Mize, that's a blowout, but I think even that score is closer than how much of a dominant performance this was from the Detroit Lions. Like, this was a start to finish, complete utter domination by this Detroit Lions team. And I know you've got some thoughts on this game specifically, Mize, but before I hand it over to you, Lions fans, we want to hear from you in the comments section below. Look, you get a big blowout win like this, there's a lot of guys that had to play well, but give us one guy in the comments section that you think really stood out and would be your MVP for this massive Detroit Lions win, their 5th of the season. Let us know who you think in the comments section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this win from Detroit.
Yeah, Nick, I think what you said exactly explains what this game was. Utter domination in every phase of the ball. The defense held the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are a bad team, but they did beat the Baltimore Ravens last week. So, I mean, they have beaten good teams before. And the Lions just came out and embarrassed them, held them to 14 points. And one of those was kind of like more of a garbage time one in the third quarter. And I can call third quarter garbage time because it was 30-6 at that point. But this was an absolutely brilliant game by the Lions. The offense came out firing. Jared Goff, played a pretty good game. Sun God, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Shark had 98 yards. All around the ball looked really, really good. Both the running backs both got a touchdown. So everyone just had really, really nice games today. And this is a complete team, Nick, if they have, all of the pieces clicking. This is a team that can win games. And they came out today and did one of the things. All right, they played the Buffalo Bills tough on Thanksgiving, and that's a contender. And they had to come into that game and either win or play them really, really close. And they did that. Another thing you got to do to prove that you're a good team is beat the bad teams. And that is what they did today. They beat the dog poo out of a bad team, Nick.
Yeah, and as like I talked about the utter domination, I think just going through these stats here, Miles, this is unbelievable. So Detroit out first down Jacksonville 31-14. They outgained them 437 to 266. They ran 19 more plays. They threw for 160 more yards. They ran for more yards. They were better on third down, fewer penalties. They were only +1 in the turnover. The Lions were. The Jaguars had the fumble. The Detroit Lions did not turn over. Sometimes when there's like a 40-point game in a massive blowout, there's a lot of special team scores where it becomes just a turnover fest and the game gets out of hand. This wasn't the case here. This was the Detroit Lions starting strong and continuing it through the rest of the game. Absolutely physically dominating team from a Jacksonville Jaguars team. And you said they're a bad team, which I think is accurate. But they were playing better, right? They did beat the Ravens last week. They were a little froggy against the Chiefs the week before that. And they had 1, 2 of the 3 coming into this game. So this was a Jaguars team that was playing with a little bit more confidence, and the Detroit Lions offense, defense, special teams shut them down. And how about this? Jameson Williams made his NFL debut today. Obviously, they're going to slow play him into this offense a little bit over time. But this is a Lions team that I think is just going to get better and better and better down the stretch. And look, I know they probably have to win out to make the playoffs, and that's a big if. And I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen or not. It remains to be seen. A lot of football left. But if I'm a Detroit Lions fan right now, I am incredibly excited for the direction this season is heading.
2 things I want to get your opinion on, Nick. 1, only 1 penalty by the Lions today. And number 2, 8 of 12 on their third downs. That's pretty impressive to me. So high third down percentage, only 1 penalty. You know what that spells to me, Nick? Very good coaching, solid coach game. Everyone played really, really clean football. And, that is a sign of a very strong team, don't you think?
Yeah, offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, he's quietly done an outstanding job since he took over with the play calling duties last season. And this is a guy who I think will probably get some looks as a head coach potentially next year. I'm sure Detroit Lions fans want to keep him in Detroit as long as possible. And frankly, I don't blame you guys. But he's been absolutely outstanding. His balance of run pass to play action, kind of the creative looks he runs, I think he's done a great job. Defensive coaching staff, the changes they made, like I alluded to before, have really knocked the ball out of the park. This was a defense that couldn't stop anybody. Right. And they've come out and played much, much better as of late. Their only down game was really against the Buffalo Bills, who are one of the better teams in the NFL. And they actually played pretty solid, all things considered. So, again, this Detroit Lions team, I am totally shocked the turnaround they've done over the last 5 games. They're playing really good football, and they've got a lot of football left. Who knows what they can do the rest of the way. But I am really impressed by what they're doing right now.